I'm going to give us an introduction to what I want to talk about today. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on introduction because I shared a video some time ago, and I want to believe that folks that are in this meeting right now have watched that video. If you have not yet watched that video, you might have a bit of difficulty catching up with what I'm saying. Okay, and I don't know how we will help you at that level, but I think it will be good that you carefully listen to everything that I'm going to say now. If you have to take notes, take those notes, okay? Go back and watch the video, and then you can now go over the notes that you have made from today. And I believe it's going to make sense to you. All right. So, based on the information in the video that I shared earlier, okay, before I start talking about that video, what I want to talk about today is experience, because since COVID broke in 2019, a lot of things have changed. Very many things have changed. There are new dynamics that are at play, and when you are setting out in this journey of grad school application, you must understand all the technicalities and all the dynamics, because every bit of information that you need to have may just turn out to be a saving grace at the end of the day. Every little bit of information. Okay, so and that's why we're having this meeting. In fact, I have a group of students that have been working closely with me, and it may look like those ones have all the information. But even this morning, as at this morning, I began to realize some new dynamics, which I'm still going to share with all of us before we end this session today. Okay, so let's begin by I will quickly do a summary of what I talked about in the video that I shared earlier. Now, you see, what that video was about was just to open your eyes to the idea that you can apply for a PhD directly after you can apply for a PhD directly after you will have completed your first degree, your BSc. You do know that when you complete your BSc, ordinarily the first thing that crosses your mind when you begin to think about grad school is that you want to do a master's. Okay, and then after the master's, you proceed to do a PhD. I already covered this in the video. For the American system, you don't even need the master's at all. The master's is nothing for you to even give consideration or thoughts. What you are supposed to be thinking immediately you finish your BSc is applying for the PhD program. And like I said in the video earlier, that if you are applying for the PhD program, there are benefits. And the most important benefit is the fact that you are eligible for funding. And you know that the funding is not free money. It is money that you will work for. Okay? It's money that you will work for. And how does this happen? You have to once you get the admission, you will be given funding in the form of graduate assistantship. And you see, The graduate assistantship can be in the form of a teaching assistant or a research assistant, either of the two. Now, a teaching assistant simply means that you will be given courses to teach, all right? You will be giving courses to teach. You will be teaching undergraduate students. You teach first year students, second year students, sometimes maybe third year students, but usually we are going to be teaching foundation year students. Okay, and you will be paid a monthly stipend, and the monthly stipend will cater for your living expenses. All right, and will cover the tuition in the form of a waiver. Okay, get the teaching assistantship. You will be teaching undergraduate students. We are going to assist the department with practicals, like if you are in chemistry or biochemistry or microbiology in OAU, you do chemistry practicals in part one. You do chemistry practical in part two. In the chemistry practical for 100 level, sometimes we have up to 1,500 students, and in the chemistry practical for 200 level, we can have up to 800 students. And those practicals are usually tedious. Okay, and it is the PhD students that handle those practicals, particularly the ones that have been assigned as teaching assistants. You will also take tutorials. You remember when you were in 100 level, you had to take chemistry tutorial that you were assigned to one lecturer that will take you for 1 hour in a week, stuff like that. So those are the kind of things you will be doing, and they will pay you. Okay, and if you are not going to be working as a teaching assistant, you will be working as a research assistant. So as a research assistant, you will be assigned to a professor and his lab, and you will be working in that professor's lab. You will be assisting with the research that they are doing in the lab, and then you get paid your monthly stipend and stuff like that. So essentially, that is what the graduate assistantship thing is about. And like I said in the video that I posted earlier, that the moment you get admitted and that admission is tied to a funding, then it means that you are covered for the whole 5 sessions that you are going to spend doing that PhD. Everything concerning you will be well taken care of. Your living expenses, health insurance, tuition, everything. So in fact, you are going to be very comfortable while you are doing that PhD. Okay, so what we want to focus on today is the application process. We have already covered all of the basics, so we now want to go into the details of the application process. So I'm going to stop here, and then we are going to spend about 5-10 minutes to set up properly inside the hall that we intend to use, and then we continue from there. All right. Thank you for listening for now. I'm going to share my screen now. Your entire screen. I'm going to open the website of 3 different universities. Now, because I do this for chemistry students, I'm very familiar with the chemistry, what to look for. Okay, but I'm going to open one university. Those guys that go to America, you are going to do your PhD, you are going to be there for 5 years, and after the 5 years, you probably won't come back to Nigeria, because immediately after that PhD, you get a job, and the kind of job you will get is not anyhow kind of job. Imagine you have masters, you are applying for a job, you have PhD, you are applying for a job, they are not on the same level. Are you getting? Because by the time you have completed the PhD, you have obtained a highly specialized skill set. all right, that allows you to get into the industry. And in fact, most of the time when you are getting into the industry, you are going into the industry at the top echelon. You are Oga already. And even if you are not an Oga, the kind of assignments they will be giving you to do, you may not have the opportunity to just travel like that. So there are very many dynamics that come into play. Sometimes it may be as a result of visa, time frame for it to expire, or maybe you want to get a green card or something. All right. So you guys rarely see people that go with this program. You don't see them. You don't know them. You don't meet them in church like the guys that went to UK and came back. I even get what I'm saying. Besides, America is far. The money you will pay for your plane ticket to go to America compared to the money you will pay to fly to UK. UK is just 6 hours flight from Lagos. It's just like when you want to travel from here to Abuja. How many hours do you spend on the road when you are going to Abuja? You spend more than 6 hours now. But in 6 hours, you are already in the UK. So it means that if you want to go to the UK on Monday and come back to Nigeria on that same Monday, it is possible. So those are the kind of dynamics that comes into play. And the reason why I veered off like this is because I'm looking forward to somebody or two people from zoology getting admitted with full funding. It will be on my record. So that next time when I want to talk to another group of undergraduate students, I can show them that look at this person. Okay. Now I have a big portfolio of chemistry folks that have gone. All right, very big portfolio, almost every year like that. But now I'm opening it up for you guys in the biological sciences, which I believe is very good for all of us. Okay. The very first person that I told about this program that went was a PhDstudent. Very first person. Unfortunately, I've lost the guy's contact. I'm no longer in touch with him. So I don't know how far, but I know that he did it and he was very successful and left. So another thing about this program, you will begin to see some of the reasons why I'm saying these things down the line as I continue, is the fact that when you guys come in 100 level, many of you, for one reason or the other, have this gross dissatisfaction with the course that you are studying. And some of you don't get over that faction. Some of you carry it all the way into your final year, which is very bad. Because if you are going around with that dissatisfaction, it's like you are going around with the baggage that will be preventing you from putting in all your best into what you are doing. And at the end of the day, you might not assimilate as much of the science as you are supposed to, which may be a disadvantage. And that's the reason why I like talking to fresh graduates, fresh students, guys that are just coming in 100 level, 20 level. I like to capture them young and tell them about this. But somehow, that one too doesn't really work well, because sometimes when you get into 100 level like that, you are too angry to hear anything. You're just angry, you're mad, you're like, no, how did I get here? You're just angry. When they are calling you, calm down, hear this one, you don't want to hear, So it will take the grace of God for some people to really hear. So, but I think that the people that do well are the 200 level guys, By the time you've done some 100 level courses and you get into 200 level, you have calmed down a little bit, and then when you talk, you hear. Look at this hall now. I was expecting this place to be filled up, but I'm not disappointed. It has always been like this. Okay, I'm not. I told you that I've been doing this. This is not the first time. So sometimes you will see 200 people tell you that they will come on the day, we only say 10 people or 20 people, but no problem. You see, out of those 10 people or 20 people, let's continue. They will bring the light back. You can hear me now, can't you? So just use that same link and connect. So just let me just continue. Try and connect your systems. So thank God that we have somebody from zoology here. So I will start with University of Illinois in Urbana. So now you see in the screen, I have gone to the website of University of Illinois. Okay. Now when you get to the website of any university that you are considering that you want to apply to, you will see some links, like in the University of Illinois now, you have about admissions, academics, research, blah, 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 blah. Just go straight to academics. If you can see my screen, when you get to academics, you will see a drop down. You have colleges and schools, okay? Just go to colleges and school. Why are we going to colleges and schools? We are looking for a department. You are either looking for chemistry department, or you are looking for microbiology, or you are looking for biochemistry. Now, sometimes if you are looking for biochemistry, you may not find biochemistry, but you may find chemical biology. Are you okay with that? Or you will find molecular biology. Okay, so the biochemistry over there is just nomenclature. Are you getting what you find in biochemistry, you may find it in biochemistry, in chemical biology, but irrespective of that, that doesn't say you should not look for biochemistry. It is when you look for the biochemistry and you don't find it that you will now say, okay, let me go and check for molecular biology or chemical biology. And do you know that when you are applying, you don't even have to apply to the chemistry department. You can apply to a biochemistry department. You can apply biology department, all right, and as a biochemist, you can even apply to chemistry department, because over there, the way science is structured, there are no barriers. You know, it is here that you say, me, it's chemistry I'm doing, and that's all. Some people, they say, me, I'm in biochemistry, and that's all. No, it doesn't happen like that. Are you getting me? So I have a student that graduated from chemistry. He finished with a first class, but mind you, you don't need to have a first class, okay? You don't need to have a first class. That first class is not the important thing. Are you getting me? All right, good. My best students, the best of the best that have passed through me that are in America now, they did not finish with first class. In fact, I've not had any students that finish with first. But if you go online and go and see the profile of these guys are on fire. Are you getting me? So it's not about the first class. Don't get carried away or don't get discouraged. Are you okay with that? Look, like 2 years ago, there was this guy. His CGPA when he was graduating was 2.5. He got admitted into 5 different universities with full funding, and he had to choose one. Are you getting me? He had to choose one. So we will still talk about things like that down the line. So like I said, when you get to academics, college and school. Now, if you are looking at what is on my screen, you'll see that we have a lot of colleges there. So liberal arts and sciences. You'll be wondering why we lump liberal arts and science together. The reason is because those universities are very, very old universities. OAU is like 60 years old. These universities in America, some of them are 200 years old. Yes, like Harvard, Yale. They are even more than 200 years old. So when the universities started, there were only two faculties. And the two faculties, most of the time, would be the liberal arts and the sciences. So those liberal arts and sciences, they will probably be in one big building. But as the school now began to expand, they now start having pharmacy, they will have, all manner of faculties that will, expand into other buildings. So don't be surprised if you see a faculty of liberal arts and a faculty of science join together as a college. All right, but that's not even your problem. Your problem is to get the departments in the faculty of science. So I just clicked on liberal arts now. We have a lot in that site, but what I'm looking for under liberal arts now are the departments. So just by putting my cursor on each of those links, I can see a lot of things. All right. If you go to academics, you see very many things there. Admissions, about. But under about, what I'm looking for seems to be there. Departments, units, and programs. Mind you, sometimes these departments, units, and programs, you will find it under about. You may find it under admissions. Sometimes you find it under academics. So it depends on how the school arrange the information on their websites. But what's important is, do you know what you are looking for? Are you okay with that? So under about now, I will go to departments, units, and programs. Okay, so when you get there, you will see biological sciences, language and culture, chemical sciences. I will go straight to chemical sciences. Now, when you get to chemical sciences, you will see biochemistry. You will see chemical and biomolecular engineering. Then you will see chemical sciences full of something. Then there's chemistry. Look, yeah, you have a question. Physics. No problem. We are from physics department. Let us continue. Let's continue. Quiet. Let me tell you something very, very interesting. One of my students, she graduated from chemistry. She was the first born in their house. She did this thing and she got admitted into a school in America with full funding. So after the NYSC, she left. Her younger sister, the person that followed her immediately, graduated from physics department. Immediately after the NYSC, that one followed the sister and did this program and left. Got admitted into a university in America with full funding. Two of them are from the same family. The third born is also a girl. When it was time to write JAM, those two, you know what they told down? Pick physics or pick chemistry. They did not tell her to go and pick medicine. You see that physics, the third girl, she picked physics. She got her admission. You know, when you are picking medicine in JAM, and when you are picking physics in JAM, you know how the admission will go now. You see, all consumer data physics did 4-year course. Immediately after she graduated from physics, this same OAU, she graduated from physics. She did this program. She's already in America. How many girls now? Three. Three girls from the same family. Their last born. Their last born is a final year in physics. We soon graduate. Because you already know where you are. You see, in that family, when they want to see jam form, they don't fight. In that family, you see, medicine, council, pharmacy, council, chemical engineering, just be one science course. And you see, the reason why it's easier for people that do science to get this thing is because in America, it is science that drives the economy. All the research that they do it in the faculty of science. Then the companies will come and collect the research output and go and blow it up, and they will make a lot of money from it in the industry. So that's why chemistry tar, physics don tar, àti maths, àti botany, àti zoology. Yes, there they call it STEM. Very good. But yeah, STEM weak. But you need to change your orientation. Are you getting me? You need to change your orientation. And anybody that you can tell them. Are you okay with that? You tell them, look, that family now. Remember what I told you about light? Thinking that they are coming to Osun State. So let's go to chemistry. So now we're in chemistry department. Okay, so when you get to chemistry departments, you can see admissions. All right, you can see admissions. I told you they bring the right back. Them don't want to frustrate us. But don't worry, let's just continue. You can see admissions, right? Academic. So let's go to admissions. Let's just go straight to graduates. Under admissions, you go to graduates. See the minimum application requirements. All right. Under admissions, you see the information under admissions is similar to what you have under academics, but usually when you get to this stage, if you go to academics, what you are going to be seeing is more of the research, the kind of research that they are doing. When you still look at it, are you getting gathering? This gathering, I want to show you how to get information. Okay? So when you get here, minimum application requirements. Can you see minimum application requirements? We click it. So I will blow this up a little bit. Now, here I need everybody to be quiet. You need to calm down now. No more talking. Look at the first thing. You must have an undergraduate degree, which is equivalent to a 4-year bachelor's degree in the US. You see, the reason why they say undergraduate degree is because in the US, their own degree is 3 years for undergrad, not 4 years. Yes. Don't say, their own 100 level, their own 100 level, they do it like part of their high school, like A level. Okay, so that when you come into the university, You do chemistry 101, you see all the entire syllabus for chemistry 101 and bio, all the, you don't even do biochemistry in part 1. It's not possible. Which biochemistry do you want to do in part 1? Do you do microbiology in part 1? No. In part 1, what you do is physics, chemistry, and maths. That's equivalent of A level. Okay, so when they are entering the university, they start from 200 levels. So they will do 200 level, 300 level, and 400 level. Are you okay with that? So their CGPA, they use a 4.0 scale, unlike here where we use a 5.0 scale. Now, they said that the minimum that you're supposed to have is 3.0, isn't it? Now, put 3.0 divided by 4, then multiply by 5. Can you do that quickly? 3.0 divided by 4, then multiply by 5. 3.75. So on a 5.0 scale that we are using, the minimum for them in America is what? 3.75. You can see why I said that you don't even need the first class. But that doesn't say that if you have a first class, you have a disadvantage. No, you will still see the benefit of this. Are you okay with that? Now, do you know that 3.75 is a 2-1, isn't it? Great. If your CGPA is not up to 3.75, you don't need to fret. Are you getting me? You don't need to fret. Look, this is the way it is. They have very many requirements. CGPA is just one out of all the requirements. Okay? CGPA is just what? Now you know that when you start applying, they will take your CGPA and then they will PCC it. You know how they PCC it? They will take it, you have 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. In 100 level, you are in biochemistry, but you did not do any biochemistry course. So all the things that you did in 100 level cancel. Do you know that in 100 level you do NCH 5 units? If you do not get A in that NCH, your CGPA is finished. Right from 100 level. Am I lying? You do chemistry 101, you do chemistry 102. If you don't get A in those courses, your CGPA is wrong. But because you didn't do so well in those foundational year courses, does not mean that you are not intelligent. And it doesn't mean that you don't have potential in the course that you are studying. When did you start doing your biochemistry 200 level? And all the biochemistry that you did in 200 level was introductory, isn't it? So the core biochemistry is where 300 level and 400 level. So when they are looking at your CGPA, you didn't do that in 100 level, no problem. You didn't so well in 200 level, but 300 level. By that time, they are expecting that you must have settled in proper in your departments. Your head is supposed to be in the organic chemistry. You know that your CGPA is going to be thoroughly messed up. But the value in that CGPA, they will still be able to pick it out. Like, you did very well in your organic, all through from part 1 to part 4, and you were not doing too well in physical chemistry. So it means that when you want to start your application, you will not go and be applying for a program in physical chemistry, right? Again, you won't go and be applying for a program in organic chemistry. You will just apply for a program in organic chemistry. That way, your results will corroborate each other, and whatever your CGPA is will not matter. However, there are other things that they will examine, which we will still talk about. Okay? So we've talked about the CGPA, okay? You are supposed to complete an online application That one is not difficult. You are supposed to submit a personal statement. It's called statement of purpose. All right, SOP. Then you are supposed to submit a resume. That's your CV. And you are supposed to get 3 reference letters from your professors, people that taught you. Okay? So, any 3 persons from your department that can write something about you. Okay? And that's all. But those 3 people, they have to say things about you that those people want to hear. Are you getting me? They have to say things about you. So I write recommendation a lot for students, and there are some things that they are looking for. For instance, when they are writing those recommendations, they want the person that is recommending you to say here that you are intelligent, that you are very smart, and that you are very hardworking, and that you are psychologically balanced. Are you getting me? That you are meticulous. That the area of research that you are applying for, that you have strength in that area. You know, there's a way the recommender will frame all those things that once they see it, they will just check it like that. Yes, pass, 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 pass. And that's all. Now, all the things that are required in the Department of Chemistry at Illinois now, can you list them? Your CGPA, which will be part of your transcripts, isn't it? Your CV, your statement of purpose, and 3 letter of recommendation. You see that statement of purpose, they want you to say a story about yourself. Are you getting me? Say something about yourself. Tell them why you are interested in coming to study the program that you want to study. Are you getting me? Tell them what you hope to achieve in life, in future, with whatever you get from the program. And you know the one that they really like, how you said everything about yourself. When you say inside your SOP that when you finish your program here, that you are coming back to Nigeria, that any knowledge that you get there, that you are coming back to Nigeria and you want to use that knowledge to develop Nigeria, and you now begin to say some of the things that you can achieve in Nigeria with that knowledge. Almost that SOP will be a clincher. You are in your house. In your heart. In your heart. You know. So I'm just giving you all these tips so that you know when you are writing. They are always happy to see things like that. Okay? Now let's go to the main thing. The main thing. You know, all the things that I listed now, it's from the website. All those things that I listed are things that you can easily do. Those ones are not difficult. Now, look at the next thing. Graduate record exam. Okay? Now, in the past, when I say in the past, that was just before COVID. That GRE was extremely important. In fact, if you don't do the GRE, you're not able to get anywhere. But things are changing. Are you getting? Things are changing. But I will explain the dynamic to you very soon. Now, if you look at this department in Illinois, they said that the GRE is not required. That in fact, you must not submit. That's interesting, isn't it? They say you must not submit. Now, let me quickly give you some background about the GRE. That GRE is an intelligence test. You will do the exam. The exam is very technical and difficult. And what is the overall mark of any GRE point? 340. You are expected to get at least 310 out of the 340 to qualify for funding. Now that is something. Okay, but wait, shh, quiet. If you do that GRE and you get that 310, it's good. Before now, all the people that I know that have done, they do GRE. If you don't do that GRE, you're just wasting your time. You know, the GRE, I told you, is an intelligence test. If you ace the GRE, they will see you as somebody that they need, somebody that they want. Do you know that? I used to have one student a very long time ago, around the time I was doing my master's and my PhD here. That person was an undergraduate in chemical engineering, but we were very close. So that person knew about all these things. When the person was ready to write GRE, that person scored 320 in the GRE. Do you know that person started receiving email from universities that should not apply to? They will start, you know, your GRE score, all of them, the top scorers, and just like the top scorers of the jam, you know them now. So, like 220, when you send me an email, I will note me in our school, apply. You know the implication of that? Just underneath that 320 is 310. In fact, if you saw 305, it's not a good score, as high as it is. I have students, my own personal friends that did the project with me, that scored 298, 295. Nothing. All the people that I know that scored 298 like that, they always write the exam again. Second time. But you see, in the past, writing the exam was not a big deal. Because with 60,000 naira, you pay for the exam. But now, 180K, 200,000 just to pay to write the exam. So you can see that if you are not convinced that you will score to that 310, you may not want to pay 180 to write the exam. Okay, but mind you, people are still writing the exam. In fact, in Nigeria, people are writing the exam. People are really writing the exam. People are doing well. So don't be deceived. Do you even know that there are NGOs that help people to pay for the exam? Okay, so that one is another discussion for another day. Okay? But what I'm trying to say now is that the GRE exam is what? Important. Now, after the GRE exam, you now have English proficiency requirements. In the English proficiency requirements, it can either be TOEFL or IELTS. Are you getting? In the past, it used to be exclusively TOEFL. In the past, but now they are taking IELTS. You see, IELTS, great, fantastic. If you are thinking of UK or Canada, the IELTS may work for you. All right? Because they will take IELTS in UK, they will also take it in Canada. Okay? TOEFL, fantastic, great exam. I recommend that you do TOEFL. Are you getting me? I recommend that you do TOEFL. Look at IELTS, 7 out of 8. That's like you must score almost everything. There's no, the margin of error is so, are you getting it? But look at TOEFL. TOEFL is over 120. That times 4. 120, good. But look at what they want over 120. 103. Now that makes sense, isn't it? Out of 120. And you see, that's why I'm recommending that you do TOEFL. Which one is more expensive, TOEFL or IELTS? TOEFL is more expensive because it's in dollars. Yes. So that gentleman there, he has a company already on campus. In his company, he assists people that want to write GRE, TOEFL, IELTS. If you want to pay for the exam, if you want to do a scheduling for time, anything concerning any of those exams, you can just walk up to him. So at the end of the seminar today, he will give us a very short talk about what they do at his company, and then he will share his contacts with you. I brought him here for that purpose, so that you know that I'm doing business. Okay? All right, good. So, the reason why I asked you to tell us which one is more expensive is because some of you will be watching your pockets. You say that because IELTS is cheaper, you want to do IELTS. But don't be deceived. You know why? This university now is just one university out of more than 500 universities in America. And it's not all the universities in America that will take IELTS. Okay, but TOEFL in America, standard. Are you getting it? So if you don't want to gamble, just do the TOEFL. It's expensive, but it's better. Are you getting it? And you know that in the TOEFL, the margin of error is not like IELTS. Okay? And the TOEFL is a very simple exam. It's split into 4. There's speaking, reading, writing. Speaking, reading, writing, and listening. So on the day of the exam, when you get to the test center, they give you earpiece and microphone. They say they will put something on the screen. They will say you should read it into the microphone. As they are reading it, by the time you finish reading it, they will give you score over 30. They want to tell me that you do not hear English, you cannot hear it. You get 30 parts. If you don't get 30, worst case scenario, maybe 29. After bad 28. Kilo manage to you see, even if you don't do for me, where you are doing the reading, you need to score the whole. Are you getting it? Now, wait. Listen. That's the original. Reading. Then they will give you comprehension passage. No, that's speaking. Comprehension passage, they will tell you to read it. Then they will ask you questions. How many of you know NOAC? You use NOAC. There's another one, Macmillan Longman. Our comprehension passage primary school, they now put it on the screen for you. When you finish reading the comprehension passage, they now give you 6 questions. They say you should answer. What are you going to say? Do that you will not be? You see, that one too is over 30. Are you getting it? It's over 30. Then listen. Somebody will be talking from the microphone. They will be talking to you, you will be hearing it in the earpiece. And as they are hearing it, they will be asking you questions that they want you to respond. Look, at the end of the day, speaking, reading, writing, listening, 30 marks. You are supposed to score 103. 103 here, approximately to 100 and divided by 4. 25 over 30 is not too much now. And on speaking, they want you to get at least 24. So I'm telling you categorically that if you do TOEFL, it's a sure bet. Are you getting me? If you do the TOEFL, it's a sure bet. And the TOEFL is very important. Look at what they put there. The reason why the TOEFL is important is because of people that will take teaching assistants. Are you getting me? If you take teaching assistants, remember I told you that you will be teaching 200 level students. No, that they don't have 100 level like we did here. So if you are a chemistry graduate now, they will tell you to teach chemistry 202. And when you want to teach the chemistry 202, you have to explain. The student must understand what you are saying. So your English must be tight. So let me tell you something. Quiet now, this is very important. Your CGPA is not very high. Your GRE score, Ojeba. But you know that your SOE, your CV, and your reference from your pre lecturers, that one is constant. That one you take care of. That one is not problem at all. But your CGPA and your GRE score, those ones are just like, but if your TOEFL is very high, you can have an edge. Are you getting me? You can have an edge. For instance, if they are considering 5 people and all of you have similar characteristics in all the others, and what are left is repetitive, they will go with the person that has the highest TOEFL score, meaning that the person that they believe will be able to communicate better in English. I will show you admission letter for one of my former students where they make a particular reference to that TOEFL score. Imagine, these Oyibo people, their head is very correct. They know what they are doing. Are you getting me? They are looking for the best, the very best. So you too, you must put yourself out there like you are indeed very good. Are you okay with that? All right. Now, let's move on. So, by the time you have all these things, you are set. Then the last thing is application fee. You will have to pay application fee. When you fill the online form, and you click submit, then they will bring the page you pay. So that application fee, $50, $80, $75, $125, Stanford, Stanford. I mean, you did not see $50,000, $50 Stanford, no. But quiet. If you want to apply to Stanford, you should have first class at least. If you don't have that first class, let it be very close to that first class. Or MIT, or Yale, or Harvard. You must have that first class. If you don't have that first class, then you must really score everything in the GRE. Do you know why? I'll tell you. If you want to write JAM in Nigeria, and they say you should pick university, which university will you pick? You pick then after that let me tell you something. You see, wait, don't laugh. All those universities that I mentioned their name, it's not as if those universities are not good. Let us be clear. Those universities are actually good universities. The only difference is that OU is a first generation university. OU is Ivy League. in Nigeria. How you getting it? OAU has a name. It's branding. Thank you. So look, if 10,000 students apply to microbiology in OAU in Akuba, maybe 2,000 students will apply to the same microbiology. But you know when you want to do the admission, you know for microbiology, the cutoff mark, exactly, you know what I'm saying. That's why I said if you know you want to go to Stanford or MIT or Harvard or you, just make sure you have the first class. That first class already puts you in the pedestal. Then your GRE score. I hope you guys are on the same page. But you know that wait. There are some universities like in America that they may not have the name that those Ivy League schools have, but those universities are fantastic. Are you getting me? Solid universities. In fact, there's a ranking. You can go online and check. Let me show you. So when you look at the ranking of universities in America, there's a ranking. Look at it. 260 top ranked universities in America. You see, in America, you see that 260, they said they are the top ranked. After that 260, we have another 500. But after that 260, that 500 that is on that thing, you still cannot compare them with people. They are not the same level. What do you have in you that you want to shout, want to make noise? Africa most beautiful campus. Okay, so look at the schools that are around Stanford, MIT, Caltech, Princeton, Yale, Columbia, University of. Let me just tell you something. If you are applying to any of these schools, you make sure you package yourself properly. But look at this University of Illinois now. This University of Illinois is a great university. Very good university. Fantastic. Especially when it comes to chemistry. Very good school. And you see, the thing about these schools is that in terms of research and particular departments, they now have some specialties. There are some schools that are known for their microbiology. Are you getting me? Like University of Minnesota, Twin Cities. Their microbiology there is very good, fantastic. So if you go to that university now and you do your microbiology there, you are almost equivalent to somebody that went to an Ivy League school or so, you know. But all these things that I'm saying, you will need to immerse yourself. Okay, you need to what? Immerse yourself into this and get all the information. Are you okay with that? Now, I'm done with chemistry here. Let's go to microbiology. Or let's go to biochemistry. I will limit everything that I want to do to Illinois because of time. So look at the Department of Biochemistry here. So look at the PhD program. I didn't even show you information about funding for chemistry. Now look up everybody in the Department of Chemistry. Can you see? A large number of fellowships are awarded to graduate students in the Department of Chemistry at the University of Illinois. These range from departmental fellowships sponsored by chemical companies and private donations to national fellowships from various federal and private foundations. And details about specific opportunities can be found at the following page. They are not trying to tell you there codedly that the moment you apply for the PhD, don't worry, you are covered. There's funding. I get it, and they put some of the sources for the funding there. Because of time, let's quickly look at this biochemistry thing. Now, look at biochemistry. You are either going to apply to molecular and cellular biology, okay, or you select a field of specialization, any field of specialization. So if you want to see the field of specialization, you go to research. Are you getting me? You look for where they said something about research, like here now. Can you see? Research. Explore research here. So if you go to research, you will see all the different types of research that they are doing in that department, and you will find something that you are interested in. Okay. So look at research. Meet our faculty. So in America, they don't say lecturer, they say faculty. So anytime you see faculty, what they are saying is our lecturers. So look at them in that department. Can you see? All right. So all these lecturers now, if you want to see the research that they are doing, you just click on each of them. Click on their link, and you will see the research that they are doing. So this guy is an associate professor of cell and developmental biology. He didn't put a lot of information on that page, but there's a link. You can click that link, and then at Center for blah 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 blah. So what I'm trying to say is that the website, we are only looking at one since money, only one investing since money. In fact, you can spend a whole day going through information on only one university. A whole day. That's a lot of work. Are you getting a lot of work? But because of our time, I don't want to be going into all of that. I just want us to go and look at biochemistry, the application for biochemistry. Yeah, so if you are applying to biochemistry, what is the application fee for domestic applicants? $70. $90 for international. Please help me convert $90 to naira at the current rate. 81,000 naira. Just applications, approximately, yeah. And it can change depending on what the exchange rate is on the day that you want to pay. Are you getting? Shh, quiet. Now, for those guys that are looking at biochem here, you know, they want to advise you that you should have an area of interest first before you start. See, that area of interest means that any kind of research that you want to do when you come, there must be somebody in that university that is doing that type of research, so that when they want to give you supervisor, it is that person that they will hand you over to. And it's not difficult. When you are writing your SOP, all those things that you say you want to do, you put it there. Are you getting? In fact, the SOP that you want to submit to that school,
You can put the name of 2 or 3 professors that are doing that type of research in that school. You will reference them and their research inside your SOP. Are you okay with that? So that once they are reading your SOP, they already know that this is the person you would like to work with, this is the person you would like to work with, so you may end up with any of those roles. Okay? It's very important that you settle that area of specialization, because once you finish your PhD, you will get a job, you will be working, and that's what you will be doing for the rest of your life. So you must be sure that it is what you really want to do that you are applying for. You get what I'm saying? You know, over there, it's not like here that when you are filling your damn form, you don't even know where you're going to land. Anywhere you find yourself, that is it. But there, you have to be, deliberate about what you are going to do. Are you okay with that? All right, good. Now, they said you should upload CV. We've talked about that, have you? That one is general. SOP, that's what they call application statement. Number 4, reference letter. Number 5, transcripts. We've talked about all this. Then number 6, graduate record exam. Not required for admission. Okay, very good. Then TOEFL class, please listen up. In this department, is in the same university, but this is biochemistry. They do not ask for IELTS. It's TOEFL straight away. Or Duolingo. Are you getting me? So that's why I'm saying that TOEFL, just put it down. Standard, you must be TOEFL. Okay? Now, that's okay. I will stop here for looking for admission requirements. The moment you pay the application fees, they carry your file. Then the selection panel in the departments, they will now consider your application. So if 20 people have applied, those 20 people, they will now begin to screen them until they pick the ones that they want. Once they pick the people that they want, they will now send you a letter. Okay? So when you want to do the application, you can see that there are very many things to submit. There are very many things to consider. All right? So I'm going to show you a summary for one of my students. But before we look at the summary, I want to show you admission letter for some of my. You have a question? Okay, let's take your question.
For the reference letter,
Yeah.
That does have to be strictly from the departments.
No, it doesn't have to be from your departments. It can be from any lecturer that taught you before. So if you are in biochemistry now, and you did chemistry 202, okay? The people that taught you chemistry 202, they are not in biochemistry. But the people that taught you chemistry 202, once it is on record that they have taught you before, they can write recommendation for you. Okay, you are in biochemistry, you did MCB. Once it is on record that people from MCB have taught you something before, those people from MCB can write a recommendation for you. So if you are from biochem now, and you can't find 3 people in biochemistry to write for you, maybe 1 person from biochem, 1 person from chemistry, 1 person from MCB, but let me warn you guys, when you want to start applying, anybody from biological science, don't say you need to write a recommendation for you. You need to write a recommendation. It doesn't matter. So, you see, the reason why I'm not going to write a recommendation for you guys in biochem is because I'm going to be writing a simple load of recommendation for guys in chemistry. Okay? You want to kill me? I can't kill you. You cannot kill me. It's not something that is easy to do. I can show you some recommendations that I've written, then you will understand how it feels like. So you guys in biology sciences, meet your lecturers, talk to them, create rapport with them. Are you getting me? You write it for you here. On the recommendation here. Shh, quiet.
Imagine having to the information like that for like 5 The question I want to ask is that think that I just have one very good recommendation.
Now, this is the trick. This is the trick. I have a student that applied to 19 universities. 19. That's crazy. But you see, the more schools you apply to, the better. Why? Many students will get the application. The application is somewhere or something. Yes. Let me tell you something. You know, I told you that when they close the file, they take it for consideration. They are looking at 20 files and they want to take people. Did you get what I'm saying? So you see, the bottom line is because you apply to a school and pay application fee does not mean they will give you the admission. Are you getting me? So what they used to do in the past, listen, you guys should listen now. They will tell you to send your official transcript. You know that official transcript, do you know how much you will pay at the transcript office to send the official transcript? I want to apply to 15 schools. The money for transcript will have some directory, and that doesn't mean that they will give you the admission. So once the universities in America discovered that was happening, what did they do? They said you should not send the official transcript, send student copy. That when they decide that it is you that they want to give the admission, the day they send you the admission letter and you accept it, you will not send another email that send the official transcript. Okay? And now there are some schools that are doing application fee waiver. They will tell you that no need to pay application fee. But some will say you should pay the application. So these are some of the things we will still talk about down the line. Alright? So like I said, that guy that applied to 19 schools, I was one recommender. He had 2 or 3 other people that were writing recommendation for him. But you know what I did? I wrote one bad recommendation letter for him. And I told him that all the 19 schools you want to apply to, type the address for all the 19 schools in the Word document and send it to me. So once he send it to me, I'll just take that standard recommendation, put the address, save it, put the address, save it, put the address, save it, put the address, save it. So that at the end of the day, I have the same recommendation with 19 addresses. But that's only one. You still need 2 for each of those 19 schools. So I'm not interested in how you do that one. But yeah, I shall explain to you how I will do my own. Now imagine I have 25 students in chemistry departments and all of them are applying to 20 schools each. I cannot add people from biochemistry or microbiology to that list. If not, me myself, I will erect myself now. It's too much. When we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Now, class, listen up. Normally, I don't like to be recorded when I'm doing this because what I want to show you now is very, very confidential. Yes, you can stop the recording. It's very confidential, and I didn't take permission from the guys that own the documents that I want to show you. So I would prefer that this is not recorded. Now, they believe that those people that are able to write GRE, you must have some level of privilege to still be able to write GRE even during the COVID era. And now post-COVID, things have not yet gone back to normal. Are you okay with that? So they want a situation whereby some people, because of their background, we now have an advantage over the others. So now the question is, how do they then do an assessment? The kind of assessments that they would have done if people were taking the GRE. You know, those days when they were taking the GRE, they just look at your GRE score, your total score, your recommendation, transcript, anything, and they will decide who they want to take. And they will send you a letter based on your GRE score. But now that they are no more taking that GRE score, quote unquote, you know what they do? You want to hear? Interview. Did you hear that? Say what I said. Interview. Now, you know what happens during the interview? I'll tell you. I need to be quiet now. This is very, very important. They will send you an email and tell you that they want to interview you. No. For them to get to that level, that means that they have seen everything that you submitted, minus the GRE score, and they are satisfied. They are like, this guy is, he looks like the kind of person we want. Then they will send you email that, oh, so day, so time, they will do interview for you. They will send you a link. On the day of the interview, they will ask you to introduce yourself. When they say you should introduce yourself, that SOP that you submitted, they have already read it. So anything you say, they will go and cross-check it with your SOP. That's number one. Interview. Are you getting it? Do you know that in that SOP, you must have said some things that you are very good at? Some information inside that as they are reading your SOP and your CV, they are reading like this. On the day of the interview, they will say you introduce yourself. You know that introduce yourself, that they say introduce. You will not say that my name is so and so and you keep quiet. You know, in that interview, you tell them that I studied chemistry at Olatomide University. I had my project research in so lab under the supervision of so person, and my project title was so. And the reason why my research project was along that line is because of so interest that I have. You know, you are more or less like summarizing what is inside that SOP. Are you getting me? So, and they will give you time. They will give you time. You mustn't overuse that. So it means that if they say you should introduce yourself in 2 minutes, that 2 minutes, you must say all the right things. I don't hear what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Because you are not doing GRE now. Okay. So after they tell you to introduce yourself, they will now go to ask you questions. They will first ask you questions based on what is inside your SOP and what is inside your CV. Your research interests, your goals. They will ask you some questions. You see, the reason why they are asking you those questions is they need to have assurance just by listening to you that all those things you say in your SOP and your CV have elements of truth in them. Are you getting it? Number 3, they will now ask you technical questions. Did you hear me? Technical questions. For instance, they say you have to come and do research in organic synthesis. Then they will ask you basic synthesis questions that have to do with reactions and mechanisms. No, they will throw the first question at you. Then when they throw the first question at you, you pause. You look up. Then you now begin to answer. And as you are answering, you are giving them an answer. The answer is coming slowly, but you go to the point. No problem, you will note it. Then they ask you the second question. You pause. You process it. Then you begin to answer. This is where the answer is, but your answer gets here. And they are like, they will probe you more, they will give you follow-up questions. So they want to see whether you eventually get here. But as you are answering those questions, you are getting the answer, but it's taking you time to arrive at the correct answer, or you are getting close to the correct answer, but not exactly where they are looking it. You see, that's which they want to interview 5 people. So they have interviewed you, everything is on record. The second person that they interviewed, the answer, they say introduce yourself. Do. Ask him questions based on what you wrote in the SOP and CV. Then they now want to ask him technical questions. They will love the first question. Before they finish asking the first question, he's already loving the answer back at them. Then they will love the second question. The second question will land like this. And the second question is landing, is they loving back the answer at them. You see, by the time they ask you 3 or 4 questions, and you answer them back like that, when they now go back to their panel, the first person that, when they ask in the post, in the they will give them something. At the end of the day, you know who they will pick. Now, the question is, which one would you have preferred? To write diaries or to face that kind of interview? To face the interview. So that you don't waste money. And you still do well in the interview. Yeah. Quiet. Yeah. Because in their website, did you see the name? They said don't submit GRE score. Yes, for schools that require it, it's 50-50. They can organize the interview and they may not organize. Things have changed. I told you that the dynamics have changed. There are some schools that if you submit your GRE score, they don't even bother to do the interview. I hope you get what I'm saying. But now that the interview thing has entered the equation, it is beginning to become standard. Okay? It's beginning to become standard. That's what the issue is. So, if you are going to be doing this type of application, you must know what you are doing. I don't get me. But it's not what you're doing. And this is the last thing for today. Okay, quickly. Yes, 5 years, yes. There's no minimum and there's no maximum. It's 5 years. 2 years for coursework, 3 years for research. Yes. Oh, great. Fantastic. I love that question. Let me give you an example of one of our students from chemistry. That guy, when he was doing his final year projects, he did something along the line of natural products chemistry. I can't remember exactly, but something along the line of organic. Okay? But right now, he's in America, he's doing his PhD. Now, do you know what he's doing in his PhD? I'll tell you. In his PhD, they will go and get the DNA sequence of a protein. Then they will clone it and reproduce the DNA sequence. And after reproducing the DNA sequence, they now take that DNA sequence and embed it into the genome of a microorganism, like E. coli, for instance, so that microorganism will be deceived to think that DNA sequence that they embedded in his own genome is part of his own DNA. So that microorganism will now begin to express the protein for that DNA that they have cloned. So the microorganism, they can engineer the microorganism in such a way that it will over-express the protein, so that they will be able to harvest the protein in large quantity. Then after harvesting the protein, they will now purify the protein. After purifying the protein, they will now characterize the protein. Wait, does all of that sound like chemistry? Or molecular biology? You see, this is where I'm going to. Do you remember I told you that over there are no borders? Unlike here, where you say, chemistry, no. Look at where the guy is coming from. Look at where he landed. There's no correlation between what he did in his undergrad and what he's doing in his PhD. That's example one. Example two, there's another guy. I wrote a recommendation for that guy. He finished from biochemistry. In these departments, in this biochemistry. He finished from biochemistry. But in his PhD now in America, he's doing organic synthesis. Organic synthesis is the hardest thing to do in chemistry. Look at biochemistry, undergraduates, organic synthesis, PhD, you can see that there's no connection. But the truth of the matter is, once you have your research interest, whatever it is you are interested in, your research interest, when you are writing your SOP and you are writing your CV, you have to find a common ground. Are you getting? You have to find a way to blend this. I hope you get what I'm saying. So if you want to go and do a PhD, for instance, now, and you are looking at all the research interests, and you are looking at where you are coming from, you have to look for a way to tie the two together. And I told you that you should say some things about your future goals, your aspirations. When you finish that PhD, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to be able to do? What do you want to be able to accomplish? They look at things like that. So when you are looking at that guy that is not doing recombinant protein, he probably must have said some things about what he really wants to do down the line. That it looks like where it's coming from is like a bus stop, that, this kind of thing. So it doesn't even matter what you do. I hope that's clear. Now, the final thing. At trial. So this is the final thing. And this is where I expect my own students to pay rapt attention. Now, I want you guys to look up. If you look at the screen, you will see a compilation. Look at this compilation. This compilation has 24 universities in it. It's from one of my students that is planning to apply very soon. And this lesson I've been assisting to clean down. We started from 50 schools. Sometimes you may need to start from 60. And then you need to cut down. And then you need to cut down. Please look at how much time you spend on university alone. And you want to get that kind of information for 50 schools. That is a lot of work. It will eat your time, it will eat your data. Are you okay with that? Now, eventually, this person has 24 schools. But before this person got to 24 schools, he sent me 12. I said, no. You have a degree in chemistry. Your interest is in medicinal chemistry. You want to do drug design. And all the schools you are applying to, the departments of medicinal chemistry in the faculty of pharmacy. I'm like, no, you cannot apply to faculty of pharmacy in Rome. There is medicinal chemistry in chemistry department as well. And there is no funding, no opportunity for funding in the Department of Chemistry than in that pharmacy. Because in America, everything they do in pharmacy, they virtually do the same thing in the chemistries. There are some universities that don't even have pharmacy. Almost Ivy League schools. Many of them don't have all these modern faculties and departments. It's the old one, but everything they are doing, those modern faculties, they have them. I don't get what I'm saying. So I told this person that apply to chemistry as well. So don't take all the schools as faculty of pharmacy. Take chemistry department. So now send me an updated list. And that's the list you are looking at. If you look at the titles on the list, you have the name of the university, program and college. Can you see? Application fee, whether funding is available or not. Faculty, what's another name for faculty, particularly in Nigeria? Lecturer. So you can see she puts the name of the lecturers that she would like to work with in each of those schools. Then look at GRA. For the first school, what can you see? No. Second school. Third school. And now, not required but is accepted. Thanks. Meaning that she has already done the GRE and she has sent the results to the school already. That school requires the GRE. Okay? Not required. Not required. 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 Not required. Not required. Optional. If they say optional, you better send the GRE. If they say optional, that optional means send it. Okay? Anything that you are applying to and they say GRE is not required, for that school, you must be expecting interview. Are you okay with that? Optional, not required. So I will stop there. 24 schools. Then she puts SOP. Look at the first school. They said 2 pages, 1,000 words. Okay? 1 to 2 pages. 500 words. So it means that for every school, they also have specification on how they want to do SOP. You notice that when you went to the University of Illinois, the website, we didn't go into the detail of what the different requirements are. We only looked at what do they require, what do they require, what do they require, what do they require. So when you are doing the work, you must go into the details. Are you getting like this person did? Recommenders 3. Deadline yet to be determined. Research statements. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to remove faculty, GRE. I will remove all this. So if I remove all that, look at the information for funding. Only yes, Abby. Application fees, program and college, name of the university. Okay,
No, I told you that this person was applying to Faculty of Pharmacy, College of Pharmacy. But later, when I said she should go and add more for chemistry, you can see all they are now chemistry, biochemistry is there, right? Now, class, this is very important. You need to pay attention to this. I'm going to remove all these programs. So look at how we are left with. In fact, some of the schools, they put the figure for funding. Some didn't put the figure for funding. But in the end, you will notice that all the schools have funding. That funding is standard. Okay? Are you getting standard? So I will remove this column. Now, this is what we are left with. Now, look at this. This person is planning to apply to 24 schools, which is very good. Now, out of the 24, some require GRE, some don't require GRE. So I have a question. If you don't have money to do the GRE, will you be able to apply to 24 schools? Answer me now. No. But will you still be able to apply? Yes. Great. So how do you want to do it? Apply without doing the GRE, or do the GRE and apply? I don't need you to answer that question. Take your time to think about it. Are you okay with that? If you don't want to do the GRE and you want to apply, you can apply. There are very many schools you can apply to. Are you okay with that? But it means that you need to do a more thorough and extensive search for schools. Because most of the schools you may find, they will be asking you for the GRE, or they will tell you that the GRE is optional. So if you want to apply and you don't want to do the GRE, then you have to put in more effort to look for schools that will not be asking you for the GRE. Are you okay with that? Yes, sir. Good. Now, after you have decided all the schools that you want to apply to, this morning, you know the first thing I did? I added up all the application fees. By the time I finished adding all the application fees and I converted it to Naira, so it was like 1.5 million Naira. So out of the 24 schools, there are about 15 that you have to pay application fee for from this list. Just a few of them are free. Okay? So, 1.5 million naira to pay application fees. That's a lot of money. Are you okay with that? So, if you want to apply to more schools that do not require application fee, that means you do even extra work to look for schools that you will not have to pay application fees. But let me tell you something. Don't kill yourself looking for schools that you will not pay application fee. Now, in this type of situation, this person that I'm showing you here has done a very good job putting all this together. And this is what I expect for all of you. All right, has done this very good job. So, if I'm going to advise this person, you know what I'll tell the person? All the schools that are free, give them priority. Okay? But for that person to be able to give priority to a school that is free, this person must have checked the box for GRE. You know, if you are saying that you don't want to do the GRE, you have already reduced your options. Are you getting? If you are not looking for schools that will now be free, you have reduced your option for that. Are you getting? So if I'm going to advise you, this is what I will advise you to do. Do the GRE, do the TOEFL, so that
At the end of the day, if you are looking for schools that are free, if you find 10 schools that are free, and out of the 10, 5 say you should do GRE. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You are already covered. So after you have taken care of all the schools that the application fee is free, the rest, you not be watching your pockets. Are you getting me? You watch your pockets. For instance, class, look up. One school here is $95. Can you see? But if you scroll down, you even have $100. This was expensive. So the least I can see here is $60. There's a $50 there. Okay, there's $50. Look, if you take $50 and $60 and you add it together, that's how many dollars? $110. That $110 is also equivalent to the money for one school here. So instead of paying that one school, you can see okay, and pay for 2 schools. Or we said, which is fine, the one that is $5. So the bottom line is to get to this point. It will not pay you, it will not be good if you are going online and the first thing you are looking for is whether they are asking you for GRE or whether it is free or whether the application fee is small. You are deceiving yourself. So what you are supposed to do is when you want to start, go online, look for good schools that are highly ranked, that have your research interest. Are you getting it? Because at the end of the day, when you cut everything down, the one that is not asking you for GRE, the one that is free, and you are now looking at the research interest. Those research interests will not really align with your own personal goals. So you don't put yourself at a disadvantage. See, there's nothing like getting to America and you are doing something that you are not very happy to be doing. But saying that right. If you are going there, you really like what you want to do. Are you getting me? Then at the end of the day, if you are not paying the application fee, you know that you are making sacrifices. Okay? So it will just be that you want to jack. Are you getting me? So I would like to stop there. I'll just take a few questions. All right. Yeah.
The application fees. I noticed from your website there's a place where
application fee waiver, yes. Oh, yes. Very good. You see, good question. Like that application fee waiver, now the person that puts this together, I asked the person this morning that how do you intend to pay the application fee for all the schools? And the person told me that she's not planning to pay application fee for all the schools. That she will submit the application and now apply for application fee waiver. You see, the application fee waiver is 50-50. You may get it and you may not get it. Or worst case scenario, you get a reduced application fee. Like if the application fee is $90 and before you can pay $25, which is still okay. Are you getting it? And that's why I said it will not be good for you to start your school search by looking for schools that you will not pay application fee. That's if you do that way, you will cheat yourself. Are you getting me? Alright, but the option for application fee waiver is there. You can explore that as well. Okay? Alright, okay.
Thank you, sir. I want to ask actually,
For me, I need something that I don't do much. So I focus. That's our rotation.
Location, okay.
So, what's the implication for that?
Well, the implication is they can give him teaching assistant that you do for a while, and then you switch from teaching assistant to research assistant, or they give you research assistant. And in that faculty, there are 5 different research groups. And then they say that for the first 4 months, you will work in one research group. And then the next 4 months, you will work in another research group. And then the next 4 months, you know that kind of thing. That's what they mean by rotation. It doesn't affect your funding in any way. All right, good. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
I noticed you know about schools in America.
Yeah.
What about in Canada? What about other good visa offers like Australia that might possibly offer for people?
Well, you see, it's only America that does this. Are you getting? Just take it like that. It's only America that does this. And that's why they are the greatest in the world when it comes to science and research. Nobody can rival America. You don't get the logic behind this thing. The smartest people from all the corners of the earth you come and do research in America. You want to do competition with those people. And anything you discover, anything you develop is for America. Stays in America. You will be popular in your country. They will celebrate you in your country. But the money that they are going to make from that your research innovation is going to stay in America. Are you getting it? If you go to UK, you can get scholarship. But before you will get that scholarship, you will sweat. It's not automatic. And most times in the UK, they will give you half scholarship or 1/4 scholarship. It doesn't work like that. It's only America. Forget it. Other places, Australia, blah, 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 blah. You can get funding in those other places, but the structure in America is simple and straightforward, unlike other places. Try it anywhere apart from America that you are applying to. You cannot apply for PhD direct, number one. It's masters. And when you are applying for the masters, as you are applying for the masters, they will tell you how much you pay. After they have told you how much you will pay, it is after they give you the admission that you will not be able to negotiate whether you will get some level of funding or not. But look at all the schools that will not be. In America, if you go to the website, if it is masters, they will put school fees. But if it is PhD, did you say any school fees? No. So that's just the way it is. It's USA, that's just America for you. Yes. Yes. An academic, better for you. Don't go and give pastor. No, your department is better. In fact, the people that will write it for your departments, your department letter-headed paper. That letter-headed paper carry weight. Obafemi Awolowo University, Department of Biochemistry. Because that's your analyst. That's your analyst. If they Google the name of that company. Are you getting it? But if they Google OAU, it will jump out like this. The lecturer that is writing the recommendation for you, if they put that lecturer's name in Google, It will bring Google Scholar, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, they will see their profile. Are you getting it? Like me now, if I put my name on any document for you, that name, just my name like that, is something. No, that's just it. Just go to Google, just put Olatomide Fadare, you will see it. So you cannot be comparing that with those analysts. They might be good at what they are doing. Are you getting it? But it will pay you. You should use all your lecturers. By virtue of the fact that they are in their academics, they have an online profile that's on fire when it comes to research. Are you getting it? So that's better. So I think that should be all. Clap for me now.